Introducing the Open Palm Podcast, hosted by Jerome Shaw. Available today on your favorite podcasting platforms, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Anchor.fm, and many more. The Open Palm Podcast, where the host engages his listeners with inspirational messages, motivating themes, and thought-provoking ideas. Topics include: make more mistakes, how much is your value, don't get right, get going, learning to let go, excellence is a habit, and more. Binge listen today. Subscribe today. It's getting excellent ratings. That's the Open Palm Podcast, hosted by Jerome Shaw. You can also find it on YouTube. Make sure you share it with your social networks and connect on Twitter and Instagram at Jerome Shaw. That's the Open Palm Podcast with Jerome Shaw. Available today on your favorite podcasting platforms. Go listen, download, and subscribe now.
So I just seen a movie called Uncut Gems with Adam Sandler, and wow, what a roller coaster, an emotional thrill ride. This movie, the premise of the movie is Adam Sandler plays a Jewish man who has a gambling addiction, a very serious gambling addiction, so much so that he's pawning things left and right that he owes people. Someone gives him something to borrow, something to loan, something to get something else, and he's pawning that thing to have the money to pay back these guys who are after him, and he needs the money to pay back this guy who he loaned this piece of, rock and all this stuff. It's like a vicious cycle, a vicious web of intricate story interwoven into this painful addiction. And I really felt for him. Even though I know, it's an actor playing a part, I sincerely felt like I was watching a true story, because it is a true story, So many people, so many of us have different vices, afflictions, and addictions that hold us hostage, and they won't let us go because we won't let go. There was a country somewhere that used to catch monkeys by hollowing out coconuts. And they would put different things inside the coconuts, like maybe nuts or berries, things that the monkeys wanted, and they tied them to string. They would hide behind trees, and when these monkeys came along, they would reach their hand inside the coconut to grab the items inside. But when they balled their hand into a fist, they realized they could not get out, they couldn't escape, because their fist was too large to slip out of the coconut. Their hand easily could slip inside, but when they grabbed what was inside, they could no longer escape. So what they were holding on to was holding them. It was holding them hostage. But unbeknownst to them, their captors were lying waiting, knowing full well that the monkeys would never let go, because they wanted what was inside, and their desire to have what was inside of these coconuts was stronger than the notion of letting go, releasing, just allowing. Many of us, we don't allow, we don't let go, we don't release, we hold on. And just like Adam Sandler in this movie, Uncut Gems, he was digging himself further and further into a hole, leading him down the tragic path of cause and effect. For even if there were a circumstance that was for his benefit, it still went awry. It still got messed up because he had already gone too far. It brings the question, do we have free will, or is our life determined? They say when you think of a tree, at the root of the tree, everything grows up. But we are on the branch level. That's the conscious mind. If you can think of your conscious mind on the branch level, think of your subconscious mind at the root level. The branches, they don't affect or determine the root. They can't change the root. The root affects the branches. So by the time that things get to you at the branch level, it's already too late. Can we change our future? Can we escape from our past? Of course, the answer has to lie in the present, but you would have to be so cognizant, so aware, a level of awareness to be able to break free of the pattern, of the cycle. Somehow, in order to change the fruit, you would have to change the root. You would have to go back to the beginning. Pull the weeds, tend the garden of your mind, and reevaluate everything. Restructure, reprogram your subconscious. In fact, you would have to deprogram to reprogram. This is a process, but can it be done? I think so. I don't believe that anyone is doomed to failure or doomed to meet their fate. It's like that movie Terminator. There is no fate but what we make. I will always believe that it is within your power to change and choose your destiny. It may take enormous willpower and maybe even a little luck, but it can be done. If you've ever felt like you were in a vicious cycle and you did not see any escape, know that there is a way out. I am a living testimony, a walking and talking example of someone who was trapped hopelessly beyond hope in a cycle. And it did take unfortunate events to free me. But now I'm free. So on the one hand, we can weep, or we can feel disheartened from misfortune, or we can celebrate in triumph and victory over the things that once had us in bondage, the things that we were slaves to, whether it be gambling, lust, pornography, drugs, alcohol, recklessness, heedlessness, senseless actions, anger. Any addiction can be overcome. As long as there is life, there is hope. But you must recognize and be grateful for the life that you have, because there are those who aren't so lucky. Thank you for listening, my friend. This has been Jerome Shaw on TOP, the Open Palm podcast here in downtown Los Angeles. The open palm means harmony with the world, understanding our place in the world, using our skills accordingly, greeting the world with an open palm instead of a closed fist. I pray that you did receive a message that would allow you to know that if you've ever felt trapped, you are not alone, and you can break free. Share this episode with a like-minded individual who is learning and growing, becoming their greatest version, and getting over their hurdles. Pay it forward so more can hear the message. Send a voice message into the podcast if you feel so inclined, as I would love to feature you on a future episode. If you feel compelled and you resonate with this, why not support the podcast by going to anchor.fm/jshaw and clicking that little support button there is much appreciated. Thank you to all the supporters, the wonderful supporters who continue to donate. You are appreciated. Be blessed. Have a wonderful day or night, wherever you are. Take care.
Hey there, my friend. So, you've heard about Anchor, but do you know why it's the easiest way to make a podcast? Well, first off, it's free. It allows you to use creation tools that let you record your podcast right from your phone or computer. It also distributes your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more platforms. You can even make money from your podcast with minimum listenership. It's everything you need in one place. Download the free Anchor app today or go to anchor.fm to get started. Can't wait to hear yours. Let's see what you have to offer the world.